Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Jordan at the moment. We're waiting for Dan. He's still at yoga. We hope. We think he's getting a bit of flexibility in his life. You got to be doing that. That's it. Straight in, Big P. He says up the APMA. He's in. He's fully in. I respect that, Big P.
Yep.
We love you. He's been here a long time. Mad respect.
That's it.
But before we start, Jordan, the obligatory, how are we doing? What's going on?
Bad. Yeah, not too bad. A little bit tired this morning. It's my own fault. I pissed myself off, man. Like, what was it? Monday morning? Was it Monday? Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. Maya gets up and goes, like, because she's got work at like 8, so she gets up and goes to the gym in the morning. I don't, because personally, like, I don't like training first thing in the morning. Like,
Right.
I like it. It's not from like a sleep point of view at all. It's just from like I feel strongest sort of midday to 3 o'clock. So that's if I'm going to train. That's when I like to train. But I got up and I did the same thing this morning. I got up. Admittedly, it was 5 Monday, Tuesday, whenever it was. But this morning it was 7. I had a piss because she got up. She went off to do the gym and then work. And then I thought I'll go back to bed and I'll get up at like, in an hour or whatever. And then it's like 2 hours, 3 hours later. I think when I got up at 5, it was like 8:30, 9. But the annoying thing was I felt great when I was up at 5. And then I went back to sleep thinking, I'll get a few more hours. And it made me feel worse.
Wow. Yeah.
And the same thing happened this morning. I was up at like 7. And I thought, I'll just get another hour, hour and a half. And then I think I woke up at 9, and it's like, I feel like shit. Not like shit, but I feel like lethargic.
Yeah, like groggy.
Yeah, it's fucking, so I just need to stop doing that. I also need to get back in the gym, man. I'm going to the gym this evening, sorry. But just so fucking busy with editing and shit. It's just sort of like the last thing I want to do is go to the gym.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I'm out of the gym. I'm out of the momentum and the loop, because I know that when I'm there, I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I'm in a strange cycle of pissing myself off by the things that I do, basically. How are you?
Yeah. I'm all right. Yeah, I mean, I got a bit of a barrier myself at the moment. Not just, I ain't got a car, so I find I feel lost without. I hate how lost I feel without it, but I just can't. Realistically, I can't do anything. I can go out maybe to the shop near my house, but I can't go and get shopping unless I order it to come to the house. But I just feel I've got a lack of freedom. I shouldn't really do, but I do. And so the Stoned Alien says in the chat, "Did you go to the gym this morning, Loz?" I didn't, because it was pissing down rain and I ain't got a car. And even if I could probably walk there in like maybe half an hour.
What way would you go? Obviously, we don't want to give away your G, but I'm trying to think, like, how the fuck? Because you got a bypass. How the fuck would you get there?
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
You're really on the wrong side. You'd have to literally go all the way down to where I went to school and then like loop round and up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wouldn't you? Yeah, because there's no pedestrian way to get there. Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't. I do want to go at least once this week, even if it does mean walking, but it's going to be an issue. Hopefully I'm not too long without a car, but it currently won't pass this MOT, so we don't know. So yeah, that's like me just feeling a bit lost, a bit isolated without actually being isolated. Back in COVID times, let's go.
That's it.
It's on the rise always if you listen to the news. Anyway,
is it? I don't listen to the news. Is it back? Is it making a resurgence?
It's never really gone, is it? It always pops up when stuff's like, getting a bit dull in the news. So I found a new strain of it. Go have another vaccine. Oh, they're finding new strains left, right, centre.
Yesterday, I cut my knee. I'm going to show you, actually. Cut my knee on a ladder. Let's come down a ladder.
What a man.
Yeah. Right. Cut my knee on a ladder, and I was joking, like, I'm going to get tetanus. Hang on, look.
Oh.
It's a decent one, isn't it?
It is pretty decent.
So, I was, this is related to COVID, by the way. So, I was we were driving over to my mum's because it was her birthday yesterday, and fucking, I was just joking like, oh, I'm gonna get tetanus, and I'm like, I'm not really because I've been vaccinated for that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get hepatitis, and I was like, I'm not really, I'm vaccinated for that. And then I went, hang on a minute, I'm vaccinated against COVID, but you still get it. So it's not a vaccine, then, is it?
Yeah, I don't know how quickly it mutates because there are like things that you can get vaccinated for that then mutate and you're not vaccinated for that particular strain. I don't know. It's
Fuck off,
just
Moderna.
that's
It's all bollocks in it.
that's it. Put them all on the fucking stand, they'll crumble.
That's it.
But yeah, there's always fucking stuff about COVID flying about.
Oh,
New
I didn't know.
strain
Oh,
there, new vaccine there.
I must admit, I've noticed, like, because obviously I work from home by myself, so I'm very isolated. But I do hear, like, people like, oh, so many, like Chloe, my sister, works for Mind Charity. They've got like a hub that people walk into and like talk to them about their problems. And
Yeah,
they had to close the other day because everyone got COVID. I was like, wow, that's still a thing. That's
yeah,
mental. That
yeah.
is insane.
It's
There
still
we go.
going. It'll never
Yeah.
leave us, to be honest. But yeah, the episode today we're going to be doing "Am I the Arsehole?" We've done one. I think we've done one right at the start of the year. Might have been January, early February. It
Mm.
was quite a while ago, but I do enjoy them because there's some quite spicy takes on there
Yeah.
a lot of the time, and it's good to get the audience's feedback and our own
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give it maybe like a couple more minutes just so there's a chance Dan might make the first one, but
Oof.
if not, we'll crack on.
Okay.
Yeah, go into the just absolute depravity of some of the situations on there. The first one I'm gonna kick off with is probably gonna I know you're gonna have an opinion on it. I definitely have
Oh
an
god.
opinion on it. And I feel like everyone will feel the same way, to be honest. I feel like that's the most cut and dry one we've got. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh,
hopefully
of course
Dan
we're not.
turns
Sorry,
up.
I thought you, yes, of course. I thought we were literally then going to go into it, but then remembered what you
No,
just said.
I mean I'll tease it. I'll
Man,
tease it. I'll tease
I
it.
am as tired as I look, and I look fucking tired. I look awful. I actually look horrendous. I need to
Um
sort my life out. I'm literally looking at myself right now, thinking, where the fuck did it all go wrong? I need to sort my fucking life out, man.
it was
Jesus
the ladder,
Christ.
mate. That's where it went wrong.
Fucking hell. Yeah, maybe I
Should have
got
jumped
blood
off the top.
poisoning.
That's it.
Maybe I got blood poisoning. I'm just going to
Should have
die that
dived
way.
off head first,
That's
straight
it.
in.
My life would have been so different if I'd have won that golf final, man. Would have been so different.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. I've only played
Shit.
golf once since.
Oh, that's golf as a hobby is completely dead
Yeah,
in the water. No armbands. That's it. Deep end.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, here he
Now there'll be a
is.
resurgence. Oh,
Here he is. Look at him. Look, he's got his new mic. Look.
hey.
Hey.
Hello, mate.
No,
Didn't Donny,
there's
didn't
five.
Danny DeVito throw it out?
He's hit the button.
That's one of the old
What a
sound
throwback.
bites that we used to use, wasn't it?
That was before I watched Always Sunny because I wasn't sure if it was Donny or Danny DeVito.
Oh,
Don't
I've hit a
delete
button.
it.
I don't understand that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all
Sweet.
good.
It's all good. Okay, I'll turn my little
Sounding crisp.
sounding crisp. I always sounded like this. This is the thing. This was
Yeah.
the big mystery that was being made in. So if you've
Your natural
listened to
tone.
me before, this is my actual voice, and I apologize for the shit mic.
Yeah,
like,
because roadcaster thing that we used in the Atma studio, aren't you?
yeah.
Okay.
I was using this before, which is a Rode, but yeah, just obviously you can tell the difference now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pristine radio voice that's coming over. That's always been here. It's just a shame. It's just a shame it's been distorted.
That's it.
Well, we can hear you now at 100% clarity. We love it.
Before we crack on, can I just address something that two people have asked in the chat?
What's that?
So Dan, just before you joined, I just basically because I look really tired and stuff, I was just like, I just made a joke that like my life has just gone to shit since I lost the final of the golf. It's just a joke, but and what could have been had I have won. And Jack and Reese in the chat have said, did you make that bloke buy you an expensive drink in the end? Reese says, Jordan, did you ever have anything else happen with that guy who was really arrogant at golf and
Yes.
wanted a really expensive drink?
Yeah.
Did I? Fucking hell, right. So, I'll do this as quickly as I can, because I think I've already told Lozzie and Dan. But, so basically, this dude, right? Obviously, myself and Luke entered the summer doubles, right? And it was like the first proper tournament that I'd entered since returning to golf. And obviously we made it all the way up to the final. Yeah, lost on the 17th hole. Absolutely fucking gutted. But considering like our handicaps and like, you know, we're only back in it for a year, both of us, to get that far, fucking epic, right? Brilliant. Anyway, I'm in a group chat with the people I play golf with. There's 6 of us. And obviously there's this guy there, the one that, you know, was a prick about the drink and was very arrogant and blah, 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 right? So, every single round, we did round 1, round 2, the quarters, the semis, and then the final, right? So, or was it? Yeah, 5 rounds. 5 rounds. 25 hours of golf I played in that tournament. Right. When you're switched on, like I was switched on, it was fucking exhausting. But anyway, after every single round that we won, which was, I was happy to get through round 1, right? And we got all the way to the final. After every single round, everyone in the group chat, oh, well done, boys. Well done, boys. Good luck in the next round. Win the second round. Well done, boys. Well done, boys. Fucking hell. I'll put money on you guys to win it now. Good luck in the quarters. We get to the quarters and we trash them, right? We walk off on the 13th hole because we destroyed them 7 and 6, which was hilarious in itself because they were really nice guys. 2 PE teachers. This was at the start of the summer holidays, bless them. And we were up to the 6th hole and we were all square. And I shit you not, we were walking onto the 7th hole and one of the PE teachers goes to me, do you know what? This is a really good, tight game. We then went 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 5 up, 6 up, 7 up and walked off. We fucking destroyed them, right? Brilliant. In the chat, well done, boys, well done, boys. Now, it's important to note, all of these congratulations, everyone is saying them except this guy with the drink and stuff. He's not saying anything, right? In fact, the only thing he has said is in the first round, he accused us of cheating, that we put in the wrong handicap, even though it's the most basic maths. It's 60% of 40% of mine and 60% of my partner's. And my partner, golf partner, works in finance for Kettle Crisps, right? So he knows how to do fucking maths, right? And in the end, we were right and he was wrong. So anyway, we're getting through. Semis, again, scraped through, but we did it, right? Holy fucking shit, boys, you're into the final. Everyone in the chat, well done, well done, well done, boys. Good luck in the final, right? Again, this guy says nothing. No congratulations, which I just thought, he's a prick, fuck it. But it was actually upsetting my partner a little bit. Anyway. We lose in the final. Commiserations. This guy who has said nothing the whole time picks his moment, right? And he doesn't say this in multiple messages. This is one message that he says, right? He goes, such a shame. In fact, no, fuck it. I'll read you the actual message so I get it right, okay? So he says this, and I was... I tell you what. Hang on, I was fucking seething. But I took 5 minutes. Hang on. Oh my God, where is this? Whenever I'm looking for a specific, even if it's like mum, as I'm scrolling, I just can't see it. Hang on, let me. I'll search it out. There we go. Right. So where's the message? Because I can assure you, there haven't been many messages since.
Of a frosty chat.
Yeah. Right, so where was it? Here we go. Right. Here we go. This is the one message, yeah? In a sentence. I'm going to read it as it is, right? Guy hasn't said anything for the last 4 months, because you have to play monthly in this competition. Nothing. Such a shame, guys. Comma. I'm looking forward to another great game tomorrow, comma. Another 5 pars in a row. I just lost a final, right? And this guy took the opportunity to gloat that he's playing really fucking well. So he sent that at 20:46. And I waited and I thought, how much do I burn this whole thing to the ground? And I waited and I waited and I waited 6 minutes. And then I just simply replied, You are such a smug tosser. Insert name. To which he didn't reply. The only thing he did was the next day he went up to my dad because they were both playing golf. He went up to him. They like crossed paths on a certain hole, and he was like, "Did you see what Jordan said to me yesterday?" And Dad just went, "I'm not being funny, mate. Look what you put. What did you fucking expect?" But I just walked off of a 5-hour exhausting fucking final, lost it for that prick to pipe up finally to fucking kick me when I was down, and I was just like, "You're actually." So anyway, in at the end of all that, he's dead to me, basically. And I have no fucking time for the guy at all. I just thought if you're not willing to it says a lot about him. If you're not willing to praise my success, but are the first to kick me when I'm down, I don't want anything to do with the guy. So yeah, that is the Golf Chronicles. That is what happened. But I was just so fucking, because I was gutted, and then he just fucking, such a shame, guys. I'm gonna play great tomorrow, probably, and that's like, fuck off, you prick, And the best thing is, because my uncle is friends with him, so is my dad technically, but my uncle said that he doesn't see what he's done wrong and that he won't apologise. So I was like, it's fine, because I weren't going to accept the prick's apology anyway, because I just know he's a fucking tosser. But yeah, so no more golf for me and him together.
Yeah, it's kind of good, really, because it
definitely. I don't want someone like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just write it off.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, in answer to your question, that is what happened.
I know.
But yeah, I just called him a smug tosser. And if I've already got it planned. If he ever says to me that he wants an apology for that, I will say to him, insert name here, the only thing I'm sorry about is that I called you a tosser and not a cunt. That's it.
That's it.
That's
I
what
did
I've got.
think the C-bomb was coming when you
That's it.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I just... my dad, my uncle's in there. I thought
more fitting.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, he's a fucking knob.
Well, that's one thing for sure. And also, YouTube are demonetizing this episode. But it is what it is, isn't it? Just might as well throw another one in there. What a cunt. Anyway. Talking of cunts, 3 times now, we're going to do an Am I the Arsehole episode. So we'll read out some posts from Reddit, see what the audience think, see what we think. And I'm going to start off with, it's going to be, Jordan, you're definitely going to have an opinion on it.
No.
Am I the arsehole for giving my son non-vegan food behind my wife's back? Juice. Absolute juice. Let's go.
Nice.
I am 32 male and my wife is 33 female. We've been married for 8 years and have a 12-year-old son together. About 6 years ago, my wife decided to go vegan. She was sent the documentary Dominion by a vegan friend of hers, and ever since has said non-vegan food is revolting and refuses to eat it. After a long conversation, I agreed to go vegetarian and be vegan in the house and around her, which she was happy with. She also decided our son should be vegan, which after seeing a dietitian, I also agreed with. Things have been fine with this arrangement until a few months ago when I began finding wrappers from non-vegan candy and even burgers from McDonald's in my son's school bag, which he had been buying with chore money. I had a conversation with my son and he confessed he felt lonely and excluded eating vegan around his friends and that they always had much better candy than he did, and it wasn't fair. I decided I didn't want him spending his pocket money on snacks and throwing out the vegan snacks we actually bought him instead of buying games, etc. It made no sense, but I also know the way my wife feels about non-vegan products. So I began buying my son what he wanted on our way to football practice instead. Long story short, my wife recently found out what has been going on and completely flipped out. She called me an animal abuse enabler and a few other names and said I was corrupting our son. Now she is not speaking to me. Our son panicked and told her I had bought the snacks for him and he didn't know they weren't vegan. I don't blame him for doing that. He just doesn't want to be in trouble with his mum. Am I the arsehole here?
No.
This is the most cut and dry case of not being the arsehole.
Listen, if you want to be a vegan, I totally get it. I totally understand the reasonings behind it. 100%. Some people do it for perceived health benefits. I personally believe, as someone that has studied nutrition at a degree level, that if you need constant supplementation with your diet, then it's not a full healthy diet. That's just me. But also, if you do it for the animal abuse reasoning, I think it's highly, highly commendable, and I get it. I personally can't do it. I like meat too much. I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't believe. I know that it's the mother's child, etc. I don't believe that you should push not so much agenda, but a lifestyle like that on someone unless they fully agree with it. Because it's such a fucking lifestyle change. And like I say, he's embarrassed around his friends. It's not cool, man. I think I think the mother should sit down with the son and say, right, this is why I believe we should be vegan. Do you agree? And if he feels strongly enough, then he'll do the same.
Yeah, it's completely his choice, isn't it? What my issue with that whole argument as well is and again, you got to be coherent, I guess, as a couple. But just because she's decided to go vegan through a documentary, and maybe some other information, why does the husband now have to not have meat, or the child? Like it's completely their choice. Obviously, as a parent, you advise your child, whatever, and they will kind of copy you in some ways with some bits. But yeah, man, that seems excessive. And there's always, for whatever argument you've got, there's always the opposite documentary that will reveal all the negatives. I'm not going to go into it because again, doesn't really affect me. But yeah, there's lots of there's sways to every single argument. And also as well, you delve in deeper with the information and look at certain fruits and vegetables and how they're grown and where they're grown and what's destroyed to grow them, avocados, etc. Lots of things like that. You always, if you're doing it to protect the animals, just don't be a human.
Yeah, exactly.
Live in a box.
Because a combine harvester doesn't give a fuck what's underneath it.
Exactly. There's so many. There's so much more to the argument. Like I don't particularly like killing animals. And obviously I don't hunt or anything, so I don't kill any myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much damage that we do anyway, just living in the Western world and just being, where we are and privileged. Yeah, so it's an argument I wouldn't want to get into, but I think most people can agree with that. It's like her choice. That's fine. Do what you can. Do what you feels right. It's, again, everyone's open to their own choice, aren't they? But putting it on someone else who clearly doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. And you can also tell the fucking husband don't want to do it either.
Yeah. And it's it's like. The only thing I would say is that probably when the husband found out, I mean, him kind of doing it behind her back and stuff, it's just going to make things worse. Just have the conversation and be like, look, I don't agree with it. Like, you want to do it, that's fine. Have the open conversation. I do agree going behind her back was like a bit annoying, especially with the kid, because it seems as if they might be ganging up or like. So I can understand her response, but open communication, have a chat about it, and just be like, that's it's fine that you want to do it, but we are not.
Absolutely.
I wonder how that conversation would have gone though, based on she accused him as being an animal abuse.
Probably the same. But then if that is where you're at in your relationship and and you can't
do it,
you can't get through it, then it's like it's not going to work anyway. So what at some point, like you say, you're going to have the conversation. I had a friend link into this. He was proper like meat eater. He's big Scottish lad, and he met this girl, and she was a vegetarian, I believe, at the time. I think I've told this story before, but so he went vegan or probably vegetarian at the time, and he was with her for like a year, and then she broke up with him, and he was like, no, like I still, it's the morals. I'm vegetarian, and he's very stubborn. So he's stuck at being a vegetarian. And we were like, you're not like you used to love me. He's like, no, I've changed and all this. And then one night we came back. We went out, and he thought we weren't coming back, and we decided to come back. And we come up the stairs, we open the door, and he just looked round, and he's sitting eating a big kebab, just getting stuck in. He was like a secret meat eater, and he was just distraught.
Oh,
But
dear.
probably helped him out.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
I must admit, like, a lot of my diet's meat, to be honest. Pretty much every meal's got some meat in it somewhere,
Yeah,
of some
same.
description. And I don't want to upset any vegans out there, but I did have recently, last Saturday, I had a family meal. Don't normally do this, but I went for the mixed grill. So, there was a lot of meat in
fucking
that
hell.
plate. Yeah.
Last Sunday, I went to Estabulo's, which is literally a restaurant that just comes round with meat until you turn a fucking card upside down that says "Don't serve me anymore."
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I don't care. Like, I get it. I understand the whole argument, and I still choose to eat meat, and that's it.
It's such a strange one. Like, I get some of the argument, whatever, but it's like, well, it's literally how everything's evolved.
Yeah.
And like, it's like me being angry at my cat for bringing in a mouse. Well, I do get angry at the cat, but it's like it's instinct, isn't it? I can't be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You have that, and I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not gonna feed you. It's just like there is. I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about all the arguments anyway to go against.
It's it's a fucking shitstorm to even get into.
It's a shitstorm, and also it's a little bit like religion in a way that it's just like you do you.
It's militant for sure.
If you do you, it's like whatever your kind of. If it's not hurting it, not hurting anyone, but clearly it's hurting animals. But just do what you think's right.
Yeah.
And if someone else does something different, yeah. I mean, yeah. If it's not hurting anyone, doesn't really. If it's not hurting any humans, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
It's a hard argument to argue, but yeah, I eat meat, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I can't see anyone disagreeing in the chat, to be honest. So I think everyone's in agreement that
That's cool.
that person's not the arsehole. So I'm glad we're all singing from the same hymn sheet here.
Yeah.
Next one. This one's a bit more. Probably it's not going to go well for the relationship. I believe this. Am I the arsehole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard? This one is a good one, but fuck me, it is an entire paragraph not separated at all. So I struggle to read normally, but this is going to be fucking scrapping in the fucking trenches for me. But anyway, I'll battle through. I'll try to keep this short. He didn't. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February 2019. A couple of months ago, I bought my first house that had 2.5 car garage. I don't know why we can't just round up to 3, but fuck it. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis. I'm assuming he means COVID, and the whole time has hated the car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her though, luck is my house.
Tough luck.
Tough luck. Yeah, that's what I meant to mean. Tough luck. It's my house, and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick because it's in pieces. Anyways, I was out of the town for a couple of days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores and all that. I thought maybe she was happy to have me home, but then I realized I didn't see my car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry about that because she parked in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out that while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis, and all parts, and take it to the local dump/scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over 11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and to leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer. And as I have all the receipts for all the money I've spent and all I have her on my house security camera footage, letting the guys in and watching them take it all, I think I can win. Her family and her friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all that money I spent. And that I should
sorry, just pause a second. If she can't afford to pay back all the money he spent, evidently it's not an old piece of junk, is it? It's a very valuable piece that their daughter couldn't fucking afford. So I'm just going to interject because this woman is a fucking psychopath. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to come to the same conclusion. But I've been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for a year and a half now, and god damn it, if I am not going to get justice for what she did, am I the arsehole? Now there is updates and stuff, but at the moment, what are we thinking?
Oh, updates, interesting. Obviously, yeah, agree.
She's the arsehole without Jordan, doubt. And he is not.
The only silver lining is that he's really dodged a bullet because that is
that's weird behavior,
psychotic behavior. Google the car as well. For any guy, like that car is sick. Like it looks absolutely sick. And yeah, you'd be very attached to it. I love classic cars. I imagine this guy does, and it's that is a sick car. And she's gone for the jugular, isn't she? She's like, it's really like weird and deceitful that she's done that.
And then to be like smiley and happy when he got back. Like, what the fuck?
It's a bit well, it's narcissistic.
Yeah.
Really narcissistic. So it's definitely on the silver lining.
Wow.
Yeah, sick car. On the silver line, he's dodged a bullet, which is great. The whole court thing. She's got no money. I don't really know how it works in America. I personally, I'd probably just write the whole thing off and just move on with my life and just be like, forget her family. Just like, I understand wanting to get the money back or whatever, but for me personally, I think he's probably spent so much time and energy doing it. I don't know if it's easy to sue someone in America and it's a quick thing, quick turnaround. I guess we might find out with the updates. If it's quick and easy, maybe it's worth doing. I don't know. I probably wouldn't bother personally.
Shaq has put it perfectly. He's put man dodged a cannonball.
Yes. Yeah. 100%, mate. Yeah. So I've been more happy with that.
I mean, if you're him, you've had to spend 11,000 to figure out that this absolute psycho is a psycho.
Yeah.
But in the long term, you probably saved yourself a lot of money.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And it's well within his rights to take her to court. That's not the issue. But like 100%, if you feel like, it's not even theft, is it? It's just a way. It's really it's deeper than
to the highest degree.
It's all like I from her point of view, what did you think the outcome would be? Like, imagine if he come and was like, got back with her and was like, okay, like, what sort of life are they going to lead after that? After she's got away with doing that, like, how can
unless she just wanted, maybe it was like a power play to get
him
under the thumb.
Like that's what I mean, like a narcissistic move to really, because imagine he'd have just accepted that and cracked on. Like, she's like, I can take him for everything here. I can have the house. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's he's dodged a cannonball. That sort of behavior is awful.
But also, what would fucking happen? Oh my God, what would happen. If he accepted it, you could imagine him at like a friend's party or a family party. She's saying it as a fucking joke. And he's like, I love that car. She's like, I just got rid of it. I just got rid of it.
Yeah, the rest of his life would literally be fucked.
Yeah.
She would have destroyed him. And imagine it, the reverse way around. Say that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Say that a guy did that to a woman who's got like I don't know, maybe like a collection of heirlooms or loads of stuff that's really personal. Like heirloom sounds really like 1960s, but just something that
lots of trinkets.
Imagine someone with many trinkets, and you were just trinkets. Yeah, just loads of stuff that you love, and you just completely just throw it all in the tip. Like it's actually brutal.
Yeah.
If someone did that to all my Mega Drive games, man. There'd be
that, man.
There'd be
that's like if I went away and Maya decided that she wanted this bedroom to not be my office and be a bedroom again, and I come back and she sold all my shit.
It's the same thing, isn't it? She obviously knew as well that this car was super important to him, hence the like all the pre-arguments or whatever. Like, oh man, check this woman's computer.
Yeah, that is fucking insanity.
Yeah,
that is insanity. But I'm slightly concerned that you're saying there's updates. I'm sort of envisioning. I'm envisioning like, so I dropped the charges because there's now a murder charge against me because she's dead.
This is literally
but they'll never find her because I've got 2 acres.
Yeah. I was thinking
I've buried her in.
It's a Netflix documentary. It's all over.
Yeah.
2 acres of land. There's old cars. It's like that making a murderer, isn't it?
Yeah. His last post is like, "This is going to be my last one, lads. They found the fucking axe. All I'm going to say is, dig a deeper fucking grave."
Oh,
all I'll say is I fucking loved that car.
We should make this into a movie.
Yeah,
that's it. The origin story.
Yeah.
True.
Oh,
right, let's have a look at the
updates. I'm excited.
But one edit. Okay, right. I'll do that one first.
Awards? You get awarded on Reddit?
Apparently so. Thank you all so much for the support and awards and everything. I'm glad I have some people on my side. I got a call from her mum about 20 minutes ago, and she told me I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. I've been gathering documentation and stuff. I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report as suggested by lots on here. Once again, thank you all. So even her mum, still at this point, is like,
yeah, that's
shit, mate.
The mother, I'd like to add, that has, without a doubt, given her daughter everything she possibly could at every opportunity, because there is no way that this daughter would be like this if it wasn't for the parents.
Yeah.
If my daughter did that, like, one, I'd sat down and have a good word with her and be like, "What are you doing?" And like, she'd explain and tell me things, and then I'd be like, "Right, well, that's wrong." Like, I'd phone the guy. I'd be like, "I'm sorry about that. It's obviously not a stupid car. It's 11 grand worth of car. You know, it's," and then try and sort it out. And the fact that Mum's just defended her for doing it, so and she again, I don't know if she used those exact words. I imagine she did, but like, yeah, this girl's definitely spoiled, isn't she?
Yeah, for sure.
It seems that way. Yeah,
without a doubt.
And I don't know how long it goes back in the family, but if her mum's got that attitude towards someone else's property being stupid or not worth what they deem it's worth, and maybe she was as well, we don't know.
Yeah, maybe the dad rings him up. She's like, "Listen, my wife did it to me, and it was fine. I'm still here. I want to die."
The dad turns up in the car.
Yeah. It was all a ruse. Well, the thing is, if they took it to a scrapyard, you'd imagine that the scrapyard owners would know.
Yeah.
And they're like, fucking sweet.
Yeah, there's no way. Scrappies know, man. They're like,
yeah,
you know, they even know the bits within the car that are worth money. Like, there's no way they're scrapping that. Yeah, unless she just paid specifically to crush it all, like some crazy woman.
Yeah,
and has got the pictures.
No, it will be crushed. I paid to have it crushed, so it will be crushed. Thank you.
Yeah. They did offer me 10 grand for it, but I said no, crush it, because I'm a psychopath.
Oh dear. Right, let's go. Let's get the update in here.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Update. I went to the police station last night, was told to come back in the morning, just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it, as well as all the title as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they will be in contact with all three parties, me, my ex-girlfriend, and the junkyard guys soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. Just have to wait now. So that's the first update.
Oh,
Huge update. They
Whoa.
they found
Oh.
my car.
Locked on.
So we're
Right.
back together.
I decided to let it go,
Yeah.
and we're living in the same house.
Yeah.
But we're now filing for divorce, and now she's getting half of it. Fuck. Anyway, the junkyard guys apparently were in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift, and they were going to put it on top of a pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously didn't have the title for it. And since they matched the VIN, I'm assuming that's like an identification number, on the chassis and the body to the VIN on my title, it was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't know if it was the boss or whoever, or even his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen.
Ooh.
They said they haven't been able to get in contact with my ex just yet, but they're working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily, I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, and so I can use that to prove what parts they had were mine, so I can hopefully get most or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet, as they say it's evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much for all the support and advice. She's going to be all right.
I don't like the car.
That's the end of it.
I'm not going to kill her now.
Yeah. I've cancelled the hitman.
Can you cancel a hitman? Are they refundable?
Oh yeah, some of them are just like the ones that don't stop, aren't they?
It's the same guy as the scrapyard owner, though. It's the same dude. So it's like, mate, you're taking a piss now.
I feel like she was banging the scrapyard guy, and it was.
What I thought you were going to say when they said they were investigating stolen cars, I thought it was like a big fucking ruse. Like he'd been, like she identified him as a car collector, and went in.
Yeah,
but obviously, well, it could be.
Or even like she met some guy down the pub who's a scrappy, and she's like, I want to get this guy this old piece of junk.
Yeah.
And it is like, I'll come and collect it, and I'll give you a couple of grand. And she's like, yeah, that'd be cool. I'll get a couple of grand. It's because why are they technically they haven't done anything wrong, have they? They've been given a job to go and collect something as far as they knew. So what, like, it does seem a little bit
unless
sinister.
but then again, like we were saying, maybe because they knew the value, because they're in the process of hiding it. They wanted to keep it until they found a buyer.
Because surely she would have had to sign some stuff or whatever. And perhaps they just didn't do that. It does sound all a bit dodgy. I don't even know if you scrap a car. Yeah, you have to have give them your logbook and your driving license and that, don't you? So, because otherwise you could just rock up. Obviously, she'd let him in or whatever. But yeah, you could just scrap any car.
Yeah.
She went to
I don't think he's the arsehole at all.
No. Yeah. I mean, this should be called Am I the Psycho?
In terms of being an arsehole, this is probably the biggest arsehole we've ever come across so far in doing these stories.
Sure. I mean, this is a psychopath. This isn't an arsehole.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if psychopath, but it's a sociopath without a fucking doubt.
Yeah, narcissistic sociopath.
Yeah, fucking scary.
But yeah, I'm glad he got his car back, or was in the process of getting his car back.
Evidence now for the rest of its fucking.
The police have got it now, so it's going to be auctioned off.
Yeah,
you can buy it back. It's currently starting price is 24 grand.
I was thinking at the start, I was like, what a baller! He's got 2 acres of land, double going away on a business trip. Yeah, he's doing all right, isn't he, mate? You're all right. Don't worry about his bird.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fucking yeet her off, mate.
Stoned Alien says maybe the ex gave them the heads up that he would come to ask for the car back, which would explain why they were.
Okay.
Get rid of the evidence.
Try and hide it.
True.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Also, just quickly, because I know Matt's asked this twice, bit off topic, but are you guys watching the fights this weekend? If so, what are your predictions? I think it's Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Fucking hell.
Yeah. And I think it's Tommy Fury and KSI. I think Tommy Fury's gonna bang KSI out. I think he is so out of his depth, it's a joke.
Yeah. I don't even know what you watch him on.
I think it's the Zone.
Zone, I think. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? You watch it not for the boxing value necessarily. You watch it because you want to watch any of them get knocked out, really. Probably the least I probably like to get knocked out is Fury. I don't mind, quite like him. He seems fair, but I'll take any of them getting knocked out. To be fair, I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
The Logan, again, a bit off topic, but the Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis stuff's funny. With he's got a picture, hasn't he, that I've seen keeps going round. He's got a picture
of his girlfriend or whatever.
Something to do with his girlfriend. Yeah, there's rumors of what it is. I haven't looked too much into it. I've just seen it flash up every now and then and different things. But yeah, there's some sort of picture that's dodgy. Maybe to like Harvey Weinstein or something. Apparently.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's one thing that I read in the comments. But again, I've given about 3 minutes of my time towards it in research. Someone will know
I don't pay attention to any of it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll take any of them getting knocked out. Yeah, so I might watch it for that.
Yeah,
just
I think that's what a lot of people will watch it for. It's just I hope one of them gets their jaw fucking swiveled. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the inevitable greatest pay-per-view selling of all time. Sadly, Jake Paul versus Logan Paul. That is where all of this is going.
Heading. Yeah.
They're already like, we don't really like each other. It's like,
well, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, because Logan's done a 360. It's like now he's a bit of the bad guy. He's coming across as a dick.
It's his wrestling side coming out.
Yeah, and Jake's almost coming across as like the more respectable one.
Whose big brother has always shat on him.
Yeah. From face value, again, I just don't look too deep into this stuff because it's I haven't got time. But just on face value from the stuff that you see,
and it's all probably just scripted.
Yes, a lot of it.
You know, because they can like fucking hell. If you and your brother are massive and you're like, look, if we fall out, we're gonna fucking like, you know. It's all bollocks. It's all bollocks. I mean, look at KSI and Logan Paul. Not to say that their beef wasn't real. I don't know. But now they've got a fucking multi-million-pound energy drink that's like sponsoring Barcelona.
Apparently it's like billions now from
it doesn't surprise me. It's fucking everywhere.
Doing market share now on like Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Wow.
Which is interesting because I saw a clip of someone saying, you know, will you take a buyout from them? And they're like, they were taking too much of their market share at the minute that it's not worth it. So it's like to take their market shares, like that's a lot of money. Do you think it will last?
What, Prime?
Like as in the hype will last. It's always going to be there, obviously. But do you think the hype?
Well, that initial weird hype is gone because you can get it down the road now for fucking £2 a bottle. But I think so. I think because of the football and shit. Like, it's the official hydrator of fucking UFC. Like, what the fuck?
Ireland's like on board with it in here as well. And
I think they've pushed it. I think they've pushed the rock over the hill. And now it's just gonna fucking
keep going.
Just go.
Yeah.
I think I've never bought one. I think I've tried some once. I think I tried the blue one. It was okay. It's just a fucking energy drink. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of caffeine in it. It's very sweet as well. I've had my kids ones because they were going mad for it. That I know that kids were going mental. Like, I give my kids, I let them try it, but I wouldn't buy it for them because there's a lot of crazy shit in it.
Yeah.
Like, I was in Tesco. Sorry, Loz, what were you saying?
I just said I think I had the blue one. I think that might have been when I let you have a bit of mine.
Yeah. Like, but fuck, I was in a Tesco Express. I was just getting like a meal deal or whatever, and there was 2 kids. They must have been like 6 or 7. I think their mum was in like the next aisle or some shit because she was calling them, and they were just going fucking berserk because there's a new flavor of Prime, and they're like 6.
And
I was like, whoa, like the marketing power, like whatever those 2 have done. Because they were like. Whereas when we were at school, we'd collect like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. These kids were collecting Prime balls.
Yeah, man, I've seen them in like windows when I've gone past.
In like bedroom windows and stuff.
Collecting them. Yeah, they've done that very well. And I wonder if that stems down just like 6 and 7-year-olds, like, really shouldn't be their target market,
No.
but perhaps it's the older kids wanting them, the 14, 15-year-olds at school, like all the
Yeah, you
cool
see
kids.
year 11s having it.
Yeah,
The year
and then
7s want it.
yeah, and the year 7s are like,
absolutely.
"Oh, mum, like, you know, all the cool kids have got it." Everyone's like, right, and so then it filters down, and then all of a sudden, which again, genius marketing, because now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you've got like a whole range of kids. Then the parents are like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, what,
Yeah.
you know, all this craziness, and kids bend over back. Parents bend over backwards for their kids, so they go and get it, and then they're aware of it. So like, it's your
Yeah.
marketing.
And then, if you think about the future, if you get it into the kids, and it becomes like a mainstay for them going forwards, they just grow up with it.
Exactly.
So it could be the same as like, as a kid, I loved Dr. Pepper, and now as a 29-year-old, I still love Dr. Pepper.
Exactly, mate. Yeah. You get it like those Coca-Cola adverts for Christmas, and you get it stuck in their head for generations. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, very. I mean, if there's, whether you like, you know, these massive influencers or not, whether you respect them or not, what they're doing, you cannot argue that some of them are fucking marketing geniuses. Logan Paul, some of the shit, like some of the stuff where, you know, he knew that something was gonna, you know, pop off or get a lot of press or whatever, so he'd conveniently have a Prime bottle in his hand.
Yes.
Logo facing out, you know, it's just
Yeah. No, you
so
got to give
clever.
it to him. That.
So clever. Yeah.
Right, I think we'll do one more. I think we're going to have time for one more of these. Interesting, this one. Not that they haven't been interesting this far, but yeah.
What?
Am I the arsehole for taking potatoes off a guy's plate at a wedding? Now, this is a title that needs a lot more context, and we're going to give it some context, okay? All right, let's go full screen on this bitch. Right. I just got back from my friend's wedding in Mexico. It was at a fancy all-inclusive. Everyone mostly did their own thing, with only a few group events planned, other than the wedding and reception, obviously. One of the group activities was a dinner out at one of the restaurants that required a reservation. It was beautiful and the service was fantastic. One hiccup. The best man did not want potatoes. He was allergic. Potatoes did not take out his parents in a dark alley, and he wasn't sworn to avenge them. As far as I know, anyways. I speak Spanish. I speak Spanish, and after he asked me, I asked the waiter to please not serve him potatoes. Well, you know where this is going. He was maliciously served potatoes. And he would not shut up about it. He pointed out to everyone at our table that he had been served a starchy tuber against his will. Other tables were watching him and listening to him getting upset about the potatoes.
That's amazing.
He ate the rest of his meal but would not drop the potatoes. I couldn't take it anymore. I reached over and grabbed the potatoes with my hand and put them on my plate. And then I ate them. He just sat there stunned. Then he got up and went to his suite. He avoided me the rest of the time, but he made sure to tell everyone what an arsehole I was and how unladylike my behaviour was. I just wanted him to shut the fuck up about the potatoes.
Sorry, is this the bride?
I think this is I don't think this is the bride.
I think it's the groom, isn't it? Yeah, I want him to shut up about the potatoes. I think it's the groom, and it's his...
No. Who took the potatoes? Because it's the best man that has been going off about it. But I can't work out who's. Is it the bride? That'd be class.
I don't think it's the bride. I don't think it's the bride. But I'll read the last bit. I think it might
one of the bridesmaids or something.
Yeah. I just wanted him to shut the fuck up about the potatoes. My friend wants me to apologise for causing a drama. Okay, so it doesn't tell you. But anyway, yeah. It's a female at the wedding next to the best man. Okay, so maybe a bridesmaid.
Right, okay, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, shut him up, or a twat. It's a potato. Just leave him then. Just don't eat him.
Yeah. It's something so trivial, like,
yeah.
All right, you can have one sentence, or maybe a phrase, just like, they served me potatoes. That's it.
Yeah. But this isn't even about potatoes. This is about attention.
Yeah.
This is a man that wants attention.
They served me potatoes and I didn't ask for them. Oh, that's that. Can you believe they did that?
Surely everyone's going to be thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah, definitely.
She's helped him out by doing it because
I agree fully about the potatoes she took. 100%. I would have done the same thing, I
I
think.
would have done the same.
And he doesn't even like them. So what's the point? Why does he care that she's took them? They were just going to sit on the plate, and then he's going to moan about them even more.
Yeah, but now she's taken away from him the very thing that was giving him attention.
Yeah,
Was the fact that he had potatoes when he didn't want them.
yeah,
Yeah, I would have loved to see his best man speech. That would have been quite
yeah.
a something, I think.
I hope
God.
it was after the food, so he's already pissed off about the potatoes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, can you
Of
believe
all
they
the
served
things
me
to worry about at a
potatoes?
wedding as well, like
Yeah,
fucking potatoes on your plate, it's got to be the least of your worries. And you
Fucking
can't even be
moron,
allergic
man.
to them, can you? Potatoes.
but also it's not like I don't know. It's not like it was a sauce, or
Yeah,
it's not like I despise gravy.
yeah,
Please don't put gravy all over my food. It's potatoes.
yeah.
Like
They can't
fucking
spread.
grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, out of everything I can think of food-wise, they're probably the easiest things to move off as a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah.
Like they're like packaged into
Yeah.
a nice little thing to grab.
Yeah,
So funny.
There's
It's
not
like-
many things unless it's like an apple.
just
there aren't
push it
many
to the
things
side of your
easier.
plate, my friend.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
literally move them to one side and shut the fuck up. I'm getting annoyed about
Yeah.
him with the
Mate,
potatoes.
Tosser. Fucking
Absolute
tosser.
tosser.
How has this
Potato
man got into
tosser.
a position of being someone's best friend to become their best man when they have such a vitriolic relationship with potatoes?
Oh, what a word! I
How could
like
you-
that word.
What?
Vitriolic.
Vitriolic. Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's like some Russell Brand. No, an old Russell Brand word. not the
Free
new one.
allegations, because we don't want that.
Say that again.
Vitriolic.
Vitriolic. And what does that mean? Like,
So like vitriol is like disdain, hatred.
disdain. Okay, yeah.
So if you're
Vitriolic.
vitriolic, you're
Oh,
being very hateful
that
of
word.
something.
That is a
Right.
good word, to be fair.
I
That is
feel
good.
like you found that one out a while ago. That it's
It's
been
just
at
been
the
sat
back,
there.
and then like, oh, there we
I
go.
could use it
I
there.
can
Yeah.
slide that in. Vitriolic, yeah. The thing it is now, even though I like the word going forward, like I won't know exactly what it means, so I won't be able to use it anywhere. Hit the dictionary a bit with it. I don't know.
Someone's just really shitting on something. Just be like, why are you being so vitriolic about it?
Solid
Like,
word.
"Oh."
So, I mean, it'll just blow him away. I like
I'd
that
just be stunned. Who's that? What?
Whoa. Holy shit.
one. Vitriolic.
Oh.
Write that down.
That's my plank alarm. I'll have to do it later.
Your plank alarm.
Yeah.
What
10
you been
o'clock,
doing the plank?
12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I set an alarm, and then I set an alarm for 10:01, 12:01, 2:01, and 4:01. So I do a plank. The alarm goes off. I get
do a
down and
minute?
do a plank till the next alarm goes off.
Oh,
Well,
mate, it's
four-
I do a minute plank every Friday on circuits, and it's hard.
It's fucking hard.
That's
I
horrible.
must admit though, I've been doing it 4 times a day. It's only 4 minutes a day, but 4 times a day for probably about 5 days now, and it is getting
Yeah,
easier.
getting better.
So I'm
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I'm getting stronger. Because on the first minute,
Yeah.
holy fuck, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, fuck,
Yeah, I can do it off the bat,
holding
but
on
when
for
it's
dear life.
in circuits, it depends where it is in the circuit. Like if it's
Yeah,
like
can be.
if it's
there
near
you
the
go.
last spot
And I
and you're
finished.
already knackered, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
I like
fuck. Yeah, the plank is. But yeah, I just thought, I have no excuse. I have fucking no excuse. There's space down there.
Mm.
So, but I will do it when we finish the
Plank
But,
alarm.
Plank alarm, yeah.
I remember when I did the first ski sit. Have you ever done a ski sit before?
Oh, yeah. Not in years, but ski
Yeah,
sits
they're
are horrible.
disgusting.
I remember the first time I did that, I was at school and I thought I was going to throw up. Like,
Yeah.
because at the time, my teacher was like, he was just basically trying to get people to suffer. Basically, that's what I think. He's all right, do a ski sit, and he was watching people like fail after like 20 seconds, and he was like, right. He looked at me and he went, "You're not going to fail yet, are you? You're not going to fail." I was like, "No." I could feel like I was going to throw up.
Ski sit is disgusting.
Yeah, that's not nice. If you don't know what it is, you have to basically sit up against the wall
In a
with your
squat
legs,
position.
squat position against the wall, and just
Yeah,
hold it
it's
for as long as you fucking can.
a bit like the stress positions they do in like the army and stuff. Well, not the army, but special forces and stuff training. Disgusting.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
horrible.
Horrible stuff.
Horrid. But Yeah, speaking of PE teachers, really weird because you brought it up. I've definitely mentioned him before. There was a teacher at my school who was without a doubt a paedophile, like not a fucking doubt, called Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. He's even got the name.
That's it.
And but I'm talking like I witnessed it. And this isn't like bullshit. Like I've witnessed it, and you could argue, yeah, it's not great. But anyway, he I heard years later that he was dead, right? Dead. I thought, okay, rest in hell, all that sort of stuff, right? And I'm not just. This is. I do want to firmly iterate here. This isn't just school rumors. We fucking saw him time and time again. He was banned from the girls' fucking changing rooms for God, Anyway, but he also did. But anyway, he's fucking piece of shit. I thought he was dead. It's told through the grapevine he was dead, right? And this is about as height of summer this year. I don't know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I'm at the driving range, right? I'm just practicing, and I just lift my head up, and I was like, "He's dead," and he was stood there. He was just like at golf, and I was for a split second, I was like, "Oh my God, it's a ghost!" Like, what the fuck?
Get the camera.
I've been told for years he's dead. It was so weird. Like, there's like a couple of seconds to process in my head that I'm seeing a dead person.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's fucked.
David's dead.
Yeah, it's like what? What? Fucking weird, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, so still kicking it somehow.
Pedo back from the dead.
Yeah.
Scary
stuff.
You're gonna choose someone's pick from the rise from the dead. Please don't let it be a pedo.
Yeah.
Please.
Speaking of, this is a massive. Well, it's not a tangent from paedophiles, but this isn't anything to do with Am I the Arsehole, other than this guy was a fucking massive arsehole. Have any of you watched the 4-part Jimmy Savile?
No.
On
I've
BBC.
heard
Steve Coogan. Steve Coogan
this.
plays. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds awful, but fucking phenomenal performance from Steve. It's fucking haunting.
Is it?
Yeah. But it's 4-part series. It's all on BBC iPlayer. It's obviously because it's Jimmy Savile. It's fucking horrific, but it's so good. Because it's fucking horrible. It is. He was a fucking absolute piece of shit, but it does just give like incredible insight. And I do think with things like that, because if I know it's a bit controversial out there, people are being like, it should never have been made, blah blah blah. I don't know. I think it's the same as like the Holocaust being taught in schools and things. I don't think we should forget these things. We should let it slip away because it can happen again.
Yeah.
Oh,
go on, sorry, bro.
No. I was just gonna say it's just really important. I think
I've got an issue with the BBC making it because they facilitated it.
I know it's quite interesting because it's not a spoiler but like sort of 3/4 of the way through, when his sort of reign began to end, I don't know if it was sort of like, but it was very much like one of the people at the BBC is like, look, times are changing here, Jimmy. And it's not, I don't know if that's sort of like the new BBC kind of propaganda in themselves, but I do know what you mean. The fact that it's produced by the fucking BBC, but there's a heartbreaking because they've got some actual victims that do like little VTs. And I'll tell you how it literally closes out because it's fucking heartbreaking. It's a girl or a woman now who was abused by him. And bearing in mind, she's being interviewed by the fucking BBC and she's just there and she just breaks down and she just says, please don't let this happen again. And I think that's quite pivotal because she's literally speaking to the entity that facilitated him.
It's a bit like the whole Russell Brand documentary by Dispatches. It's literally Channel 4 and it's
so hang on, mate, you housed him.
At the time, they were like, "Oh, sugar of the year," Not only did they, it's so weird because they're talking about, we had these young girls as runners going up there, sending up to his room and stuff, and it's like, well, that's your fucking fault. Like, what are you doing that to someone who, if you're putting all this stuff out of what he was like at the time, he was doing it, then you knew, and you still let it happen.
With Jimmy Savile, mate. Everyone knew. There's a really interesting point that is made in it because it wasn't just the BBC.
Yeah,
like, eventually.
yeah.
Like, there's a bit which, as a Leeds fan, I must admit, I was like, fucking hell. Because this is in 2005, and this is where Jimmy's doing like an interview with this guy who eventually wrote the book that just busts the door on everything. And it's like, Jimmy, for fuck's sake, man, the Leeds fans are singing at their opponents, Jimmy Savile will fuck you in the morgue. And this is in 2005 when he's still alive.
That's true.
You know,
yeah.
it's like
So all
everyone
those
fucking knew.
Everyone knew.
And they said, like, the thing is, everyone knows, as in the public knows, but most people are so decent that they don't want to stare at the reality of what he is. So they just looked at the facade and was just like, it's okay. It's not, it can't be real. Because look at Jimmy's doing
it's
all
like
these
a
wonderful
character.
things.
Yeah. It's fucking, and it's a state of, it's a fucking state of like the and it's like you say, you got all the stuff now happening. The state of the media, in it, and Hollywood. There's all this shit happening in Hollywood that's like similar thing, and there'll be loads that will come out about Hollywood. There'll be more stuff coming out. Like it is.
It's just fucking bad. Weird. But he wasn't, he was definitely part of like a fucking network of,
it's not just a one-off. They facilitate all of those things. Facilitate it.
Yeah, and like, but the police as well. The police just didn't give a fuck. They did not care. And I'll quickly share this story because I literally didn't find out about it until last night. I went around my mum's yesterday because it was her birthday, and we were talking about the Jimmy Savile thing, and she told me a story from when she was a kid. She wasn't molested or anything, but this is important. So basically, my mum's a twin. And she was playing out. She was about 7, I think she said, with her sister. And they were playing with a little girl who was about 5, so a little bit younger, but like lived on her road and stuff. And apparently at school, this was in the mid-70s, at school that week, fortunately, because I think there was a few like dodgy things going wrong around the area, they had someone come in and teach them about stranger danger and all that sort of stuff, right? So anyway, apparently... my mum, her sister, and this little girl were just playing like on this little field bit, and this car drove past and then circled back, right, and stopped on the corner and called them over, and only the little girl went over, right, and then my mum and her sister sort of like froze for a second, and then because they realized, the whole stranger danger thing, went over and pulled the girl away as a police car drove past, right? So this car drives off. My mum and they flag the police officer down, right? Tells them everything that's just happened. A guy has just tried to get this little girl into the car. It's fucked off, blah, blah, blah. The police officer says, well, if you see him again, bearing in mind this guy's just driven around a corner so the police officer could go and get him. If you see this man again, just tell him to piss off. That's what the police officer said, right? So my mum went and told my nanny, who apparently was friends with this woman whose husband was the police commissioner. And so told them everything, and the police officer, fortunately, was fired. But it just goes to show the attitude. So this literally happened. The paedophile was round the corner, and the police officer was like, if you see him again, tell him to piss off. What?
Yeah,
that's insane. But apparently that was just like back then. It was, if anything like that happened, you couldn't go really telling that. You couldn't really tell a police officer because they just didn't. It just wasn't the same as it is now.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Yeah,
insane.
I do think that. Well, I'd like to think anyway that less of that all goes on now. I do think it was kind of like back in the 70s, 80s. It seemed like it was rife, but who actually knows? You always find out later, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's I think it, and obviously this isn't backed up by stats or anything like that, but I do agree that I think it was more prevalent back then because you get. I hate to say this, but it's just an observation. So this could be right, it could be wrong. Observationally, the whole creepy old man trope is definitely a thing for not everyone, but some more than is, and it feels like almost a generational thing from
back 50, in the day.
60, do you know what I mean? It's fucking weird.
It could well be. Yeah, it could just be the the time and the way of growing up. It kind of comes more.
Yeah,
and also as well, there was less CCTV, less people with phones, less and you can, we've talked about this before on old like murder documentaries and stuff, less communication between police forces and databases and stuff. So I feel like in those times it was easier to get away with stuff. So just by that, there probably would be more statistically. If more people get away with it, generally the more incidents happen.
But it's fucking. But definitely, you should definitely watch. It's called The Reckoning.
The Reckoning.
Because that was really interesting. Because I always wondered with Jimmy Savile, like, was his ego so big that he felt invincible, and that he literally lived his whole life doing whatever the fuck he wanted, and then died without anything on his conscience? And that show, if it's to be believed, Jesus Christ, I like the fact that I now know that man lived with fucking anxiety basically every single day of his life. Not only to be caught and have everything crashing down, but because he was religious, it's perceived in the show that he was basically terrified of the reckoning, which is where you die, and then you're judged by God, and you're either put in heaven or you burn in hell.
Cool. Oh, that's
and that was what he was terrified of.
Yeah.
But even his mum, who was the Duchess, his mum was like, he's not right. There's something wrong with him.
That's going to be passed down, isn't it?
Yeah. That is definitely watch it. Steve Coogan. Fucking hell.
I love
what
Steve
a performance. Jesus Christ. He is disgusting, which when you're playing Jimmy Savile is exactly, wow.
Yeah.
Like if you watch, say, 10 minutes of the documentary with Louis Theroux and Jimmy Savile, and then you watch Steve Coogan as Jimmy Savile, it's literally the same.
Really?
It's fucking insane. Yeah, it's insane.
I'm gonna have to watch it just for one, just to appreciate the acting, because like as much as you hate the guy and that, for someone to, because I imagine you feel it, don't you?
He's fucking makes his skin crawl, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking horrific.
And that's like
fucking horrific.
From an actor's point of view, that's exactly what you want. So like, that's such a good thing to achieve from an actor's point of view.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to give that a watch.
Yeah,
for
sure.
And obviously, if anyone else, you want to watch it, give it a watch. So, did you say it's on BBC iPlayer?
Yeah, BBC iPlayer, The Reckoning, the whole thing's out, 4 episodes. They're about 45 to an hour long each.
Do you watch along?
Jesus, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty dark.
Ain't got David Attenborough in, is it?
No.
All right, I'll stay awake for that one. Dear. Yeah, well, what a fucking journey we've been on. How do we get to where we are?
Oh, sorry, just before we get, Holes Marie said, my mum met him when she was a teenager for some charity thing. She said that everyone was creeped out by him and treated him like the pervy uncle. She said everyone knew he was a pedo, but nothing done. Yeah.
I feel like that's just like the sentiment, not just for Jimmy Savile, but pretty much the main figure who's ever been outed as basically a pedo.
Yeah.
It's the same energy, same story.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a great episode. I do love these Am I the Arsehole ones.
Yeah, they're fun.
Nice to get some stories where it's just judging people, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I don't think there's been a single arsehole, is there?
No. Well, there has.
From the author.
Yeah. Not been the arsehole on this one.
Yeah, you don't get too many arseholes stories. You get a few, but it's generally the other way where you agree with them. You don't get too many people that unself-aware that they come on and they're like, what? They're just like shocked. What do you mean I'm the arsehole? Like there was one we did, wasn't there, once, and it was just like, he was totally the arsehole. But
definitely. Yeah.
It didn't go well for him.
No.
But yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been a great episode. Enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here with us all, and I hope your day goes well wherever you are. Up the APMA. See you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.